So yeah, good evening. Thank you for coming in to listen to what I have to share on CDP and personalize. So I started, fiddling around with these product lines. I mean, now it's called this, but basically from the Boxever days. And pretty much like the first cut of this demo was done with Boxever, and then every time I get to this some new incremental release happened in the back end, and then some things break, and then I have to kind of fix all my demo together. So that's been the experience so far. All in all, from some of us who've been with Sitecore and XP world, this is a game changer. I can say that it's like way too easy for us developers, integrators, as well as for the marketing folks to basically enable personalization in their products. So, for yeah, I mean, I've met Lan and Praful for the first time, so I'll introduce myself. So I'm Rashmi. I'm working with Avanade right now, and been with a couple of other agencies in the past. I worked with Madhu in my first job when I started off in the digital marketing area. I've got a little more than like 20 years of experience, all in IT. So most of it has been with engineering companies like Honeywell and SKF. So I worked on the other side of data, mostly generating data, so IoT and that kind of .NET core work. Before entering into this field of digital marketing, starting in 2019 with a company called Connective DX. It's morph rather got became Prokarma for a while, and then now it's Concentrix. So that's been the journey since the time I've joined. So I started with Sitecore 9. So truly, I do not have any experience with the earlier versions of Sitecore and Sitecore as a product itself, the way it has evolved, as so many of you already have seen it. But since I have joined as well, it's just like a massive sea of change. These products are right now what we're seeing with this whole composable stack. It's a learning exercise each day. So I just have a personal interest in fiddling around with machine learning. So that's the reason I ventured into. I mean, I do most of my offline work or non-work is all in this area, CDP and personalize, adding in the flavor of AI and stuff. So yeah, I think I can pretty much ready to go on with this tech. So I don't have a lot of content in here, but let's just start with the basics. So what is CDP? CDP is, again, definition. It is a package software for us, like I said, for people who have come from that XP background. It is a game changer. We have, it's very intuitive, very easy to use right now. With no more, all that very complex processing of rules and engines and pipelines as we did with the XP engine. And for those who have experimented with Cortex processing to integrate with anything machine learning or AI, you know the difference. So this is way different, way easy to use. It's a comprehensive package. All your customer data from all the other external systems is at your fingertips to be utilized and given that personalized experiences. So yeah, I mean, like I said, again, this is one thing. So Sitecore, when they started off, they called it as a Smart Hub CDP. That was more like a business term for that. I don't think they're calling it anymore that. So it is two distinct products, Sitecore Personalize and Sitecore CDP now. And so it's very easy for us to basically, again, the thin line is fading between the products. I do not have a clear clarity as to what is what right now, but I do understand that CDP is mostly insights. It gives you the opportunity to integrate your customer data with the other systems in the whole ecosystem, like you see ERPs and share. Basically, you get that comprehensive data of your customer base, and which helps you to build on the insights. So that's the advantage of having CDP along with personalized. But for most use cases, personalize is good enough, or I mean, it's a great product. It's sufficient to give those experiences. That being said, yeah, so this is how Sitecore, this is from Sitecore's hub, I mean, documentation hub, nothing new here. So CDP, again, you have the segmentation, data from the external systems, comprehensive profiles, and then that added on with the other insights. So these are this, I mean, this is more like, I must say, like a sales pitch kind of a slide over here, but yeah, I mean, this is all what Boxever came with. So nothing new added in here. It's just the way the packaging is happening for these right now. So when they called it Smart Hub, this is how it looked. But right now you can just think all of it as the like this hub part over here is mostly the personalization part, and the CDP and the smart part are the CDP part of it. So that's that. We have been, experiencing personalization in all the products that we have. Pretty much, everybody on the internet can pretty much relate to what when I say that, personalization. So basically, all the abandoned cart, how the stores chase us with those notifications and emails. That's the experience that we've had. Then any call to action, anything, all the search results being personalized to our past history. So all of these are our, niche experiences that we've all had day to day. So it's pretty easy for us to relate when I say what is personalization. So these are the experiences that we're all used to. Right. Again, a bit of history of how this came along, acquisition of Boxever in 2021, and then Sitecore's drive towards composable stack, and they really truly needed a product. XP definitely would not fit the the whole landscape, and so that's why Boxever's CDP and personalized fits the bill. It is a 100% SaaS product, and pretty easy to integrate with the other systems in the Sitecore stack. So this is how the these are all the, I mean, we've seen this before. It's part, I mean, it's picked from Sitecore documentation itself. So basically, we have this layer. I mean, these are all the different pieces of the stack, and especially in the experience section, we have the CDP and the personalized sitting along with the other SaaS products like Sitecore Search and Send. So that's the, right in the middle, the experience part. We have these products situated. Right. So in this use case, so basically the idea is to, this is totally fictional. So there is an online retail portal for all sports products and events, and I mean, no prizes for guessing what the application is. And then the story is that the site does have a lot of blogs for every customer, but there's, I mean, instead of you going and figuring out all the different articles and blogs and searching for something relevant, the idea is to provide you that personalization effect, where based on your, I mean, in here I have used CDP as well, so because I do get in some inputs from the customer's profile and then do this personalization. So so the idea is to basically provide blog suggestions based on customer behavior and data. So the solution is pretty simple. I want to get the just get a favorite image, seek that as part of the customer's profile, and then basically engage cognitive services, Azure cognitive services in the backend, analyze the image, generate tags, and based on the suggestions, choose a particular offer or an article which is more relevant to the tags topmost category. So that's the solution that I'm going to demo in this. So just bad graphics, but this is how it's going to be. So assuming that you have two kinds of customers, one who are very interested in outdoors and the favorite. So that's the insight that we gather from the information that the customer themselves provide by suggesting URL to one of their favorite images. So when that customer logs in, provides the data, we give the blog suggestion relevant to something outdoors. And then if somebody is pretty much indoors and they don't venture out much, we call them nerdy. So for them, they have their personalized suggestions catered accordingly. So that's the demo use case over here. Yeah, so this is a slide. When I started off with these were distinct differentiators between what you get with CDP and what you get just with personalization. But again, like I said, pretty much everything can be done with personalized now. You do have point of sale, you do have guest data. You may not have, you do have an extent of guest data extension, but not like, I mean, you do not have that integrated segmented data of the customer. But yeah, and then you can also create offer templates using just a personalized product. So yeah, so there's pretty much a lot you can do with just the personalize as a product now. So in here for this demo, I have utilized all of these to enable the experience. So point of sale is nothing but a connection between your application and the CDP product. Guest is somebody who is in the XP world contact. So in here, everybody is a guest, visitor, and then anybody, traveler, visitor, customer, everything is a guest in CDP. Guest data extension is something like facets. So we can relate to them as where we can add more to the default email and first name, last name kind of information that CDP stores. So we can add more to it as an extended data. So in this case, I'm using the extended data to pass on that image URL what the customer has suggested. Offer template is for creating those personalized offers based on the insights that we get from AI. AI connection, again, intuitive, self-explanatory. It's the connection to the Azure Cognitive Services service that I use. Yeah, so offers are created based on templates. I can actually go under the hood since it's just a small group here today, and we do have the time. Yeah, is my pace okay? Do you want me to kind of, before we go in and see the demo, is there something else you want to discuss before we get there?
Maybe a question that I was experiencing in the past, like when we have this X connector in a scalable network, right? So you can see number of chunk of data flows into the database, and sometimes it overflows and either it kills the site or something like that. So when they have spread the CDP into a separate SaaS product, right? So do we have any agents that take care of cleaning all those chunks, or is it something still a manual operation that we have to do with as we progress?
No, yes and no. So basically, there are some best practices that we have to follow as we use these SaaS products. The documentation is pretty well explanatory. Having said that, just a while back, I mean, I'll come to that experience in a bit, but yeah, but this being a totally black box kind of SaaS product, we do not have any control over the kind of agents that run. We don't even know where our base data is stored, or whether we can access it apart from what the API access is to the CDP data. So this is all based on, I mean, they have documented some best practices as to how efficiently we can construct our decision model, how much of JavaScript we can have in there, and if it's like too much of customer, again, when we talk about extended data, so there is a limit to how much of extended data we can have, because at the end of the day, it is all it's a chunk of data, like the bandwidth effects. If it is too many calls or too much of data going on the network. So yeah, I mean, apart from that, like, yeah, I mean, in XP, like, you know that it's a SQL database at the end of the day, and our latency was in accessing that database. But over here, again, since we do have since it's a SaaS product, it can be easily scaled. I mean, it happens all under the hood. We don't have control over those things. So I believe, once we get more into using these products, we will know more about it. But right now, it is the first, first level feedback that's coming from people who are using it. They seem to be pretty impressed by the performance of this product. So again, I believe like Sitecore acquired it in 21, but Boxever has been there for a while, and it was a kind of a niche. It was pretty well rated and attractive enough to be bought. So I'm thinking that it has good performance metrics. Yeah, and what's in our control is pretty much that just the how we construct our decision models and how much of custom scripting we put in there. If we pretty much use out-of-box elements, I think we should be good. And again, it's up to us. Like in this case, I'm using this cognitive service, which is a paid service, of course. I mean, I'm using the free one right now, but obviously, the number of if I'm using it for a trivial purpose, then we got to, quickly the costs can add up when we engage these external services. So I think at the end of the day, like all the discussions that are going around, it is all the total cost of ownership is what matters in these with these SaaS products. So, and how we can as implementers, there's not like too much that we need to code in here. So it's all under the hood and taken care of by the product. Is that am I answering your question, or am I like it's pretty abstract?
I think I got my bits and pieces of information. I would glue it together to take it on my own. Yeah. Thanks, Rashmi.
Thanks. Okay. So I'll switch to the site. All right. I've got like too many things open here. Yeah, there. So that's the Boxever one. I'll go there later. I'll just get to the site first. So I've used the Edge demo. It's running locally right now for me, and okay, there. So I've just modified this demo to seek in that extra piece of information I wanted for the image URL. That's some form. I'll just enter in my test user. The image URL I'm passing in this. So like a outdoor nature image. And that's it. So as you can see, I'll just put that inspector on so that you can see the network exchange happening over there. Okay, so that's the piece of information that the user submitted using the form. I'll refresh this page, and then we can now break down the other elements and see what comes along from CDP. All right, so that's the pop-up. Basically, this is the experience. So based on the image, what has happened in the backend is like I've shown on the slide before. The image was analyzed for tags. The topmost tag happened to be outdoor, and then so the experience came back saying that, okay, you seem to be liking the outdoor, and here's something for you. If I look for the blog suggestion from this, So on the same site, it's leading me to a blog or a, another page on the site which is relevant to outdoors. And when I go back in here, I just want us to see these different so that's the URL. No, not that one. Oh, has to be somewhere here. Okay, I guess I missed that part. Can refresh again and see. Yeah, we're just seeing the data that's coming back from CDP in here, but what I wanted to show was that package of information which went in as the image URL. Yeah, never mind. I'll show it on the CDP side. Okay. So we want to take a look under the hood here. Let me go to the guest portal here. And as you can see, like this is pretty much myself logged in. The form that I submitted earlier, and if you go into the details, not here, but okay. I think I had debugging enabled. Okay, it's gonna not debug. Yeah, that one. Okay, so we can see that. Never mind. Okay, so that's the. I actually wanted to show you the image URL, but okay, no, I'm not seeing that whole JSON file anywhere here right now. Not sure if the interface changed again. Okay, so let's try with a different URL. Just set a different. If I were a different user. Yeah. So that's the other image I had given, and then when it's personalized. And just shows me something geeky because my image analysis came back saying that I would be the nerdy types. So that's what I wanted to show in terms of the demo. We can go a bit under the hood and see the different parts. So this is the CDP sandbox that we can have access to. as a partner sandbox. So yeah, this menu changes a lot. And now I believe the latest one would be that we may not have, we won't have a sandbox separately like this. So if you have a Sitecore cloud portal access, then this would be, these would be as separate products. You can see it on the cloud portal itself. So that's the next change that's going to come along. Okay, so I want to take a look all the different elements that got that are playing a part in this, putting this demo together. So the first one was the point of sale. So that's the connection with the. So right now I have mine. No, can't find my point of sale. Okay. Yeah, that's the point of sale. The second element was the offer template itself. So we can define templates, and based on the templates we can create offers. So in here I just wanted those few elements that came on the pop-up. As you can see, like just the image, title, description, and the link to the blog. So that's what I created the template for. Similarly, using this as the template, I have two different offers created. One is, I think it was. So here's the one. And then the other one was for the nerdy thing. Yeah, that's the other one. So that was the offers. The whole heart and soul of this whole system is this decision model. So I take in the guest data, then run the and get the image out of the guest data extension. Pass it on to the AI engine in the backend, get the result. So from the result, I'm just picking the topmost tag, nothing, it's a very simple script. All this is actually doing the job of deciding which offer to project out. And finally, and then using the data source of the offers. We can take a look over here by running this experience, running the decision model. I'll just use one of the users. So as we, as our customer data gets, so this is the whole XML of customer data that gets stored on the CDP end, right from the first interaction, and all the interactions, data elements are all, this is the extended data, like I was telling you, like we have data extensions, and then I added the image URL as extended data. So basically everything we need is all part of this big chunk of customer data. Okay, I'll run this test. Wow, okay. Yeah, so this was the problem, but coming back to your question about performance, right? So I've run this experiment too many times, and what is happening is somewhere on the CDP end, it is getting locked up, and then that's why I have this read timeout error. So I've just this started happening today because probably I have been running this too many times. So the solution to this was that I have to literally close all my sessions and then start fresh. So that was, so yeah, so expect things like this to happen. So it's not, it's all over the Slack as well. People sharing their experiences as they're learning and using these products. So, but yeah, we have less control. I really cannot do it. There's nothing like you've seen. I don't have any control over here. I just have that little JavaScript which is making the call to the API vision service, getting the response, and it's not a very complicated decision model at this point. And all it says is, all it says is read timeout. Okay. So that's what I have running. We'll take a look at the experience itself. Yeah. So different elements here I've chosen to show the corner pop-up, and that will that has the all the attributes coming in from the offer. So the offer that gets decided from the decision model is used over here, and we just use it to fill up the elements of the pop-up. Can target some specific pages. I don't want that pop-up to appear on every page of that site, so I've just restricted it to be seen only on the About Us page. And I've used the image analysis decision model, which I've shown before. We can do a lot, many things with this, set goals. Even when you, that's one more thing I wanted to show you. So when you go to the decision model, we do have, say I have like two different, versions of the model. So I can actually split my experience audience distribution between the two. So if you're doing like A/B testing and you want to do a test one variant over the other, then this is how we do it. So right now I just have one version, one of them. So I put in all my 100% of the traffic to have the same experience, but we can have that as well. So that's pretty much all I had to share with this demo today. Can take in any questions at this time.
Great presentation, Rashmi. Thank you for enlightening us here. But just maybe a dumb question. So when you say CDP plus AI, are we saying the AI which is integrated within the product, or are we saying that it can integrate with something like the hype train about ChatGPT or
that's a dumb question. I can. I missed showing you the connection part of it, right? So this is how it is. It's taken care of. So I do have my Azure. Okay, so that's my cognitive service that I have subscribed to, and like you can see, it's just my free tier, whatever credits I get every month. I'm just using it for that. From that, so and what we do here at the CDP end is this. So we just use the public. I mean, we are using the API of that service. So this is how we establish connections to pretty much everything external to the CDP world. So this is AI connection. Similarly, we can do to other like using webhooks. We can integrate with CRMs. I mean, maybe not directly to CRM, but basically we'll have to use Workato, as an interim connection to get to a CRM. We can do a content hub very easily with this, and also to Order Cloud. So these are the things I've tried out, so I can say that. So everything is external to this system is a connection out of this system. So if you want to create a connection, then there are we choose from the different options that we have. So in here, this is, it's not, AI is not part of this. AI is external. Similarly, all the other experiments people are doing with CDP and ChatGPT is again the same thing. So we use the, one way I know is, so basically we have the OpenAI Azure service, and then we do similarly, we connect out from this external connection, and then integrate, get the API response, and then use those suggestions or choices.
Okay, well, I think this is great, and and I want to kind of pause there just to see if others have any questions, and probably I'll circle back with you.
Okay.
I'm quite strongly sure that people will ask interesting questions, so maybe. Thank you.
Any other questions from the group? Okay, maybe I have one question for you, Rashmi, related to the slide that you were showing related to the CDP and personalize. The guest, you were explaining the guest and what is the other properties were a part of, this one.
This
Point
one,
of
sir?
sale,
Okay.
guest and other things, you said it's part of CDP. Is it not part of personalize or bit
No,
on
like I
like
said,
the-
there's no, when I started this with the Boxever product, it was distinctly, sorry, Boxever was together when Sitecore's, with the
Mhm.
Sitecore's version of Boxever, the first cut, it was distinctly like this. So the CDP elements were, all of these, and then also an AI connection was part of that. And now, but now it's basically everything except that guest data extension is
Okay.
part of CDP now. So whatever external data segmentation, all that is CDP, but you can do everything with your personalized product,
Okay, that's
including
interesting.
the AI connection and everything. Yeah.
I think we should see those two as two separate logins for us to have a clear picture of what is what, because
Correct.
when we were doing the
Exactly.
certification and stuff, it was all like the point of sale, guest and everything was part of. So how I was thinking is more related to the personalized is having everything. But if you need to store the data for a longer period, or you want to, slice and dice and feed it, it's the part like more like CDP is your brain and personalized is more like just the front end part of it, doing with the data that is part of the CDP.
Yeah, but it looks like now we can, there's really a lot we can do with just personalize itself, and majority of the use cases are kind of, they can be built using just a personalized product. But if you want deeper insights, historical data, connection to external systems, or like you said, long-term data where you want to form insights based on data collected over a long period of time to analyze segments and behaviors, then CDP will give you that power to it.
Yeah.
So, Rashmi, you did mention that CDP and personalizer are they like becoming competitive products? Or you still see there is a differentiator of like there's a way customers can easily decide on what to use? Is it CDP? I know Balaji had the same question. Some asked some earlier. So, are you saying that they are kind of getting closer to each other in terms of competition, or they still are two unique products which a customer should be looking into?
Okay. See, originally it's just one product. So it started off like that. So there was Boxever, and they didn't have any differentiation between CDP and personalized. So Sitecore tried to do tried to split it for licensing purposes into two different products. They thought probably it would be easy to sell that way. And then, or maybe, I wouldn't know a lot about strategy, but that's my wild guess that, that could be rational between that. But having said that, they are not competitive at all. They are mostly complementary. So you start with personalized, and then if you're really collecting a lot of insightful data and you think that this can be utilized for richer experiences, then you can, then you add on a CDP as a product. But that would personalize would be the starting point, and then we add on a CDP, and then keep building on that data. Or I can think of another use case. Say you have a XP customer, current XP customer. They've been collecting a lot of data on in their XP, and they figured. I mean, there are different ways. This is so much floating around in terms of blogs from the community that different ways of getting all that data into CDP. So assume we successfully do that, and we do have a lot of historical data we can derive insights from. Then you need a CDP because there's no other way for just personalized. Personalized is pretty lightweight for that matter. So and then you can add on CDP and then get all those insights and make it more meaningful for the customer base. But maturity wise, I don't think we are yet there because at least the ones I have seen, a lot of them have had really awful experiences or unsuccessful experience with XP itself. So they don't want to go anywhere near Sitecore for personalization. They already have bought other products or which are available in the market, and they are happy with those. And then there are others who are erstwhile Boxever customers. They just continuing to use it as they have always done. So yeah, we will have to see, as we
I can add one more point related to that in a real scenario where one of our customers is having a Sitecore, Salesforce Interaction Studio, which is the personalization suite of Salesforce, but they don't have a Salesforce CDP. And I know one of our other clients, they have a Salesforce CDP, but they don't have the personalization. So that's the main reason that Sitecore was strategizing to just go with the industry standard, make it 2 different products. So if in case you already have a CDP, for instance, they have a Sitecore, so I keep saying Sitecore, the Salesforce personalization, like the Interaction Studio. So they could connect it to a Sitecore CDP, use that data, and then use personalization in Salesforce. The other way around, if they have a Salesforce CDP, then they really can buy only the Sitecore personalized part of it and then feed the data back into their existing CDP system. So that's the thought process behind Sitecore splitting this product. They didn't want to make it more like monolith of having everything packed as one. You have to buy all with us. Rather, they just split it 2 sections and they say like, hey, whatever you have, you can just plug and play whichever part you want.
Yes, thank you, Balaji. Thank you, Rashmi, for those inputs. Appreciate that.
I have a question. So are any of your customers looking into this, or you have anything going on with these products yet?
Honestly, for the one I was telling, we were looking at, but they were not ready to do CDP. They are an XP customer, so they were not ready to invest on CDP or anything. They already have an interaction studio, so Sitecore Personalized became a hard sell because they already have XP and they have interaction studio Salesforce where they were doing. But comparing interaction studio and personalized, I feel like personalized is more developer friendly, so we could do a lot of things here, but interaction studio is a little bit complicated, I would say. Just my my 2 cents, like what I've seen both the platforms comparing to that, personalized were more intuitive to do our changes. Other than that, I not seen a lot of interest around that, but I believe this being packed with XM Cloud is a good strategy. So they were able to make that part of XM Cloud and have a limited data set, which is a good strategy that is close to a comparison with Adobe AEM or Optimizely, I would say, which comes with prepackaged SaaS offering with personalized and a lot of things. So it's close to compete with that as what XM Cloud was packed with this CDP and personalized behind the scenes, not showing it as a separate product, but giving a lot of customization to the customers.
Yeah, I'm yet to see them as well, because it's like wherever we want to sell this, they're pretty much pretty apprehensive, because most of their clients here are enterprise level, and they have already they've not used XP, but they have invested heavily on that, and they have like systems. They don't want to go away from that. It's a big upgrade task for them, and they just want to fiddle around with one small SaaS product in the whole mix of other things that they've got. So we'll see.